Well, joining me to discuss this is a professor of energy and electricity law, University of Lagos, Yemi. Okay. It's good to have you join us on the news at this time. First, let me get your reactions to this very pertinent issue. The president said a lot of things during his inaugural speech, but this seems to be one of the things that jumps at you when you go through the speech. What's your reaction to this?
Thank you very much. It's a new dawn in Nigeria, definitely, with the swearing in of President Bola Tinubu. And even before his assumption of office, he made it clear that Nigerians should be ready for difficult decisions that will ultimately be to the benefit of the country. And the regime of petroleum subsidy is such that it's never worked for the country. Right from time immemorial, we've been having debates about removal, otherwise of PMS subsidy in particular. One thing is very clear. From the point of view of law, policy, and even common sense, the removal of petroleum subsidy is justifiable and remains the right thing to do. And as a country, we've never been able to manage the petroleum subsidy regime. There was never a time we've never had complaint about monumental fraud in the regime of petroleum subsidy, both in the application of it, who gets what and how, and the management of the subsidy. That's not the way a country should go. That's not the way a country that looks towards the future will go. The regime has never benefited the masses. It has never benefited the masses. It's been benefiting selected few. And we can't continue as a country. President Tinubu did not introduce the removal. He merely re-emphasized the fact that the regime of petroleum subsidy removal has come to stay. One, the immediate past administration made a policy declaration and made it a matter of law that subsidy will end in June.
Professor,
the Petroleum Industry Act, I'm here.
Professor, I understand what you're saying, but if you take a look at what has happened today, having a lot of people, particularly here in Lagos and in some other cities in Nigeria, and how difficult it has been for them to get to their workplaces, some analysts have argued that the president could have adopted or proposed a phased-out procedure for the fuel subsidy.
I wouldn't agree to that. As much as the hardship is regrettable, we don't necessarily need to subject ourselves to the hardship. This is not, one thing needs to be clear. This is not about President Bola Tinubu. It's not about the new president. It's about Nigeria and Nigerians, you and I and the president inclusive. What country do we want? I am an advocate now. One good thing about the new regime is that this is a government that is not afraid of taking difficult decisions. And I led strongly in support of sometimes, because of our orientation as a nation, we may sometimes need to approach killing a cockroach with a sledgehammer so that the cockroach will not rear its ugly head again. Where we are, NNPC is a growing concern now. It's a matter of law. NNPC Limited is a growing concern like Saudi Aramco and others. It has to declare dividend for Nigerians. We can't expect NNPC to continue to use its resources to subsidize petroleum PMS consumption for Nigerians. It's not even for Nigerians, it's for some selected few. Right from the era of President, former military head of state, Babangida, we've been having subsidy removal, not to remove or removal. We've never had it tried in terms of subsidy. And now, if we don't start to take a difficult decision as a country, we're not going to go anywhere. Please, this is not about President Bola Tinubu. It's about the kind of Nigeria we want and what we want of our nation. We want a country that works for all of us, not for a few individuals who have now hijacked the structure and diverted the gains of petroleum subsidy for their home benefit. It's not the right way to go. and I strongly support the removal of petroleum subsidy. Of course, by the time the new government settles down, palliatives will be unveiled, structures will be put in place, but it is unpatriotic of any Nigerian, and quite frankly, it is criminal of any Nigerian now to latch on the pretext of the declaration or affirmation of the removal of petroleum subsidy by the last regime, which, of course, there's even no budget provision for it for the new administration. So where do we get the money from? It's not about the new administration. It's about we Nigerians being unfair and criminally minded to Nigerians. Why would anybody now think this is the right time now to start for PMS that's readily available in needless anticipation of the fact that the removal, the subsidy will go? It will be counterproductive. Dangote refinery is going to come. It's a free market economy in the petroleum industry. If you don't sell your product, others are going to bring in the product and they're going to sell and they are going to be hedged out of the industry as a player. So it is not about competition, free entry, free exit. That is what to expect in a free market economy that will be to the benefit and the advantage of the majority of Nigerians as against something that artificially benefited selected people. That's not the way to go as a country. If you want a country of our dream, definitely petroleum subsidy will go. It's a difficult decision, but frankly, it's going to affect me. It's going to affect everybody. It's even going to affect the new president. But that surely is the right way to go from my point of view of law, policy, and petroleum and energy management, energy resources management.
Professor of Energy and Electricity Law, University of Lagos, Yemi Oke, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this. We hope for better days.
Thank you.